when people make social media accounts for businesses, they worry about how many followers they have, how many views they get, and especially how many likes they get. And different metrics are important, but if you're not like really an expert in this stuff, you usually don't know the right metrics to look at when it comes to what's important. And so I would say, in terms of metrics, what you want to look for the most, like, are people engaged in the content that you're like making? It's not just about followers. Definitely do not care about followers. Definitely don't care about likes. It's care about the amount of watch time. And watch time means you need to be posting videos, because videos are just the best way to engage someone anyway, if you're trying to get someone to buy from your business. Because there are certain times where text posts or carousels, whatever, they work really well. But in terms of engaging like your visuals and your audio, it's just nothing that matches video. And so in terms of being engaged, definitely look at watch time. So if you're a funeral home and you're worried about like getting more followers, getting more likes, it's really about getting the most engagement out of your social media account. And when it comes to that, you really do need to know the right metrics that you need to look at. Otherwise, you'll be measuring yourself off the wrong like metrics, and then you won't be able to make progress. So essentially, engagement is what you want to go after. So the amount of followers you have is not a measure of engagement, because someone can be following you but still like never look at your posts, never like anything, never watch anything. So being a follower, your number of followers, that's not very good. It usually ends up being a vanity metric for a lot of accounts, but definitely don't like pay too much attention to that, because one of the worst things to be is a account with a huge amount of followers and a small amount of engagement, because you have all of the followers, you'll be thinking, oh, but yeah, we're like making a lot of progress social media wise, but in reality, no one's liking anything, no one's commenting especially. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. So don't worry about followers. I would say do worry about comments. Comments are really great, because if someone comments on your post, that definitely means that they're like very engaged. It definitely means that they really like the content, or maybe they really did like the content, regardless that you made them feel strongly about whatever you posted. And being successful on social media is definitely all about emotion, capturing emotion, encouraging emotion, affecting emotion. And so the same kind of thing applies across the different platforms, where you ideally kind of want people to write like long ass messages that just like say, oh, I love this content. This coincides with exactly what I was thinking about today, or this solves my problem for something that I was struggling with today, something like that. And honestly, as a business owner, like a funeral home business owner, you want to focus on like problem solving. And specifically because you guys are a funeral home, then you're probably gonna more so focus on being entertaining in an educational way, and people are going to comment on that. And so you have to think about, okay, if one of the metrics I really care about is people commenting, because that demonstrates people being affected by the content, then and because the algorithm like loves comments, like what can I do every post to kind of encourage people to comment and say something? Also, I'm sure you're wondering what gives me the authority to like say so much about funeral home videos. Essentially, I've worked in the industry for over 10 years as a funeral home videographer, and I've done memorial videos, social media videos, tribute videos. Because I've been doing it for a long time, I know the ins and outs of funeral homes, and so that's why I'm stepping out as a funeral home videographer, talking about the industry online. Another metric not to worry about, I would definitely say, is likes. Likes really don't matter, because half the time it doesn't really mean that the person liked it, like enjoyed the content. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but it's not really the highest up there when it comes to metrics that these social media accounts really care about. But on the other hand, watch time. Watch time is great, because all these platforms are moving towards video. They really want you to like produce videos, like content for their social media platform. And so they all care about watch time. The more watch time that you have, the longer that you are keeping audience members on their platform. And these social media platforms love that. And so if you're going to get your stuff pushed to more people, and more people are going to come in and see what you're doing, in order to do that, you need higher watch time. Think about that during like when you're making the content. Like, what can I do to make it as interesting as possible so that people don't click away? And not using like gimmicks like really fast-paced editing, but like just really good substance and like content think about how you can do that. Like, people don't want to click away because it's interesting, but not having to be flashy. The last thing I want to say is the reason engagement is so important is because social media platforms care about the same thing that you should care about: attention. And engagement means attention, but also like it's a good amount of attention, because there are certain times you pay attention to things, but you pay attention to them out of annoyance or like disgust, whatever. That's not the type of attention you want to get. That's why you want to make sure that if you're getting attention, it's to get attention for having quality like content, and quality content that makes people stick around and ask more questions, but also like comment, and also like know that the next time they see something from you, it will be quality. So follow for more funeral home advice. I am Malcolm Brown, and this has been I am Malcolm Brown.